Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. If you've ever watched a professional athlete pull off some insanely flawless, impossibly complex play and just thought, how did they even begin to learn that? Well, you are in exactly the right place today. Today, we're looking at the actual secret ingredient to athletic success. It's a foundational concept that literally builds champions from the ground up, turning overwhelming sports into intuitive habits. So let's uncover exactly how this works. Okay, let's dive right into this. How do you actually master a major sport without getting completely overwhelmed? I mean, think about it. Basketball, volleyball, football, they all require this dizzying combination of speed, precision, teamwork, and tactical awareness. If you just toss a beginner onto a full-sized court with a rulebook the size of a dictionary, they're going to freeze up. The solution to this universal training problem, it's the hidden cheat code of sports education, lead-up games. All right, Section 1, Defining Lead-Up Games, the Bridge to Mastery. So, textbook definition here, lead-up games are sports activities specifically designed to develop the skills of major games, offering organization, happiness, and holistic fitness. Now, I want to be super clear about this. We're not just talking about your random, chaotic recess games. While they are incredibly fun, they're way more organized than your average minor game. They have a very specific, targeted purpose, breaking down a massive, intimidating major sport into bite-sized, learnable chunks. What actually makes these games so special? First off, the rules are delightfully simple. You literally don't need a referee to spend 20 minutes explaining them. Second, they use flexible equipment. You can play them with whatever gear you have lying around or even with no gear at all. Third, they're highly adaptable to almost any space you have available. And finally, they perfectly blend pure enjoyment with a great sense of competitiveness. You're having so much fun trying to win that you don't even realize you're doing intense athletic drilling. Moving on to Section 2, Building the Complete Athlete, Mind, Body, and Society. Because it's not just about learning how to kick a ball or throw a pass. This brings us to the core reason why lead-up games are the ultimate life hack for holistic development. We're talking about the holistic fitness trio: physical, mental, and social. When we engage in lead-up games, we aren't just training the body, we are training the mind and the person as a whole. Let's actually break these three pillars down one by one, because the benefits extend way beyond the playing field. Starting off with physical fitness. So the crucial point is that playing these games builds serious endurance and helps you acquire the specific techniques needed for major games. But look closely at that last bullet point. It builds up the fitness required for day-to-day activities. The agility, balance, and stamina you gain from dodging a tag or sprinting for a ball translate directly into moving more efficiently and energetically through your daily life. Whether you're carrying groceries or just running to catch a bus, it absolutely matters. Next up is mental fitness. Lead-up games naturally provide enjoyment and pleasure, and they build essential self-discipline. But honestly, the most powerful takeaway here is that they develop the ability to accept both victory and defeat in the exact same spirit. Think about how incredibly valuable that is. Whether you're facing a setback at the office, a tough project at school, or just the daily grind, the emotional resilience you practice in these low-stakes, high-fun games gives you a massive mental advantage out there in the real world. And finally, we have social fitness. These games are an absolute masterclass in human interaction. They develop team spirit, hone leadership qualities, and dramatically improve interpersonal relationships. Most importantly, they teach you to respect others' views, work collaboratively under a set of rules, and be genuinely considerate about the safety of your peers. Working within these frameworks builds the ultimate team players, not just for a sports roster, but for literally any societal setting you'll ever find yourself in.
All right, Section 3. No gear? No problem. Mastering the basics.
Okay, enough theory. Let's shift gears with some high energy and look at our first practical, on-the-field category of games. These are games that require absolutely zero equipment. That's right, no gear, no problem at all. Take a look at this setup. This is a lead-up game elegantly and very literally named Turning About and Running. I absolutely love the directness of that title. But hey, don't let the humorous simple name fool you. This is a highly effective mini-challenge designed to dramatically improve the explosive athletic starts and reaction times required in major track and field events.
Here is exactly how it works. The rules are incredibly brief and snappy. Two teams stand facing away from each other at lines A and B. On a signal, the first student on line A turns, sprints to line B, touches the first student there, and joins the back of that line. Then, the student they touched turns and sprints back to line A. The critical rules: you cannot turn back to look while waiting, you can only start running after you physically feel the touch, and you must always start from your designated line. This pure simplicity drives rapid skill acquisition for fast starts without needing a single piece of equipment. Moving right along to Section 4, Gearing Up for Major Games, Introducing Equipment. Now, let's take our secret ingredient narrative to the next level. What happens when we introduce simple gear into the mix? And this brilliantly illustrates the power of lead-up games with equipment. We've got a game here called Serving the Ball to a Target. Basically, we've taken a standard volleyball court and divided the opposite side into numbered zones. By simply drawing some lines and assigning point values, standard, repetitive serving practice completely transforms into a high-stakes, thrilling accuracy game. The rules enforce perfect technique under pressure. Step 1, you gotta serve with proper form. Step 2, the ball has to pass over the net or rope. Step 3, you absolutely cannot step on the service line. But Step 4 is where it gets highly competitive. If your ball fails to cross the net or lands outside the court area, your team actually loses 5 points. That harsh penalty forces players to focus intensely on precision over pure power. Let's look at another fantastic example. This layout shows the setup for an epic showdown called Beat the Ball. It brilliantly combines netball passing skills with track and field sprinting. We divide the class into 2 equal teams. Team A forms a large circle, and Team B stands in a line on the outside holding a relay baton.
The mechanics of this are just so clever. Team A passes a netball around the inside of the circle using a strict chest pass. Simultaneously, a runner from Team B takes the baton and sprints all the way around the outside of the circle. Team A scores a point for every single full rotation the ball makes before the entire relay team of Team B finishes running. The rules require correct passing and baton-changing techniques, demand that players never bypass a student in the circle, and strictly mandate that no one disturbs the runners. It requires immense teamwork and focus to score points.
And finally, Section 5, Leveling Up Your Play, Putting It into Action. Let's transition to our final game, keeping the energy up as we look at a lead-up game designed for one of the most popular major global sports, football. Now, what's really interesting about this one is how it turns a fundamental football skill into a high-speed team race. This is kickball. You divide the class into 2 teams, standing in pairs behind a starting line. Exactly 15 meters away, you place 2 traffic cones. It's a simple setup for a surprisingly complex drill. When the signal goes, the first pair in each team must pass the ball back and forth to each other using their feet, all while moving toward and around that 15-meter cone. The specific technical footwork is what matters here. You must start behind the line, you have to kick with both the inside and the outside of the foot, and you must pass continuously while moving. By forcing players to use different parts of their foot while moving as a synchronized pair, this seemingly simple game builds the complex athletic muscle memory that is absolutely vital for dribbling in a real football match. So, we've seen how simple rules, targeted skills, and a healthy dose of fun can build the holistic, physical, mental, and social fitness needed for major sports. I want to conclude this explainer by challenging you with a final, provocative thought, straight from our source text. Pick a specific skill from your absolute favorite major sport. It could be a tennis backhand, a basketball layup, or a hockey pass. How would you design a lead-up game for it? What simple rules would you use to turn that complex skill into a fun, competitive cheat code for mastery? Think about it, get creative, and use this secret ingredient to level up your own play. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep learning.